So what you want is somebody who knows about you, and you want somebody who can articulate what they know about you, and you want somebody who can match what they know about you to the position or the graduate school program that you are applying. So you need to give them all of that information. So I would recommend a bullet point list of the qualities or skills or experiences that you have had that relate to the job that you're applying to. Maybe a copy of the job description with highlights, and you can even say, they're asking for this, I have this. You might want to remind them of clubs and organizations that you've had a leadership role in so that they can pull out that leadership piece. You want to give them your 2-minute elevator speech. What is it that is your career goal or your goal in this recommendation? If you're applying to graduate school, give them your personal statement so that they can read what you're trying to, what's important to you and what you want to do, and then they can draw on that and talk about it. Because the more you give us to talk about, the better the letter is that we're going to write. So those qualities that you had up there, those are important to point out where you have had leadership, where you have had public speaking, where you have maybe done some community service, and what those roles have given to you, so that I can then write a nice paragraph about it. Okay? Anybody have any questions about that? Yes?
You said to include a list. Would it be appropriate just to include your resume?
The resume is great. Must include the resume. But if the job description, if you have the job description, also put a few bullet point lists. I would like you to highlight my leadership in this club or organization. I would like you to explain that my GPA might not be as high as it could have been because I had to work 30 hours a week. Extra things like that. So that they, we have the flexibility to say whatever we want to say in the letter. If you're a first-generation college student, tell your recommender that, because that's something that can go in the letter and say, this person did this, while being the first one in his family to attend college and still was successful doing this. These are important things, especially for graduate school. Anything else? Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Gashal, for talking a little bit about what the perspective from, I'm so distracted by that, from the recommender. So right now we're going to launch into an activity based on the things that she just talked about. It's called Folder Holder. We are going to just list off a few things, and we really want feedback from y'all, so just yell back whether that should go in the trash or whether that should go in your folder. So, the first thing, your resume.
Folder.
I like it. Personal statement. Agreed. Those are especially important for grad school and professional schools.
And if y'all want to know more about grad school, we'll be having that launch next week, Monday and Tuesday at 5. And so, we'll plug in there. I'll be presenting Monday session. So see some of y'all there.
Twitter handle.
Trash.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't add them on those types of social media because who knows what you posted way back when. Pre-addressed envelopes with stamps. Well done. That was a very meek response, I think, from one person, but folder is definitely true.
It's a specific thing, but it can be really helpful, especially if it's a hard copy letter that they've been asked for and not an electronic copy.
Because where else would they send this information to? A $20 bill. Yeah, don't bribe your recommender. It's not a good reflection on your character. A headshot. Good job. That was a
Hopefully, if
tough
you're
one.
asking someone for a recommendation, they already know what you look like, so.
If you have to include a headshot, maybe you shouldn't be asking it. Thank you letter.
You've been listening. Listen to me, thank you.
All right. Great job, everyone.
Okay.
So here's another list of all the things that just kind of refresh your mind what we just said of what you should include. So that is resume, include a cover letter that you've made for the position, include the job description if it's an internship, co-op, or a graduation-based opportunity. You want to include, if you're looking at a professional school or graduate school, is your personal statement. So what they write does not directly contradict what you have in that personal statement, right? You also want to address the letter to the recommender themselves, giving them a list, like Dr. Gashal said, about what you would like them to highlight in your letter, and you can kind of incorporate that into the thank you letter as well, like show your appreciation for their time, because people's time is their most valuable resource. So, and then as we said, pre-addressed envelopes with stamps if they're going to mail it in. So, I want to make sure they have those directions.
And that is the rest of the handout that y'all picked up on your way in, is actually documents from a recommendation folder that I made a little earlier this semester. So it's got a list of the job descriptions on one side, and on the other side is a very short list, letter to the recommender, and then a thank you note that I was going to, a draft of a thank you note to write them when I asked for the recommendation. The letter itself to the recommender is a little sparse, I'll say. I could have, I hadn't quite finished it yet, but I wanted to give y'all at least some sort of an idea about what types of things I would be asking of a recommender and how to word those requests. So it's just a short little example so that y'all can take that with you and use it as a reference moving forward. There's also, I think my resume was in there as well. That goes in the recommendation folder. And it's a good example of formatting, I think. I've had it professionally critiqued at the Career Development Center, which we do during drop-in hours from 11 to 2. Nice little plug in there, so if y'all need resume help, always stop by. And I think that's that in a word search we gave you, so we hope you enjoy that as well. And I just wanted to touch really quickly on the difference between a recommendation and a reference. Some people, ask the question of, is there a difference? And the answer is not really. A reference will be done through a phone call. A recommendation is a written letter, but regardless, you should still go through the same process to ask for this. So they will still have the same information about you asked of them. So you want to remain, even though it may not seem as professional of a final result, you want to remain as professional as you would for a written letter.
And from my personal experience, I just had a reference, and I didn't know that before, but then talking to some of the people that I asked references from, they told me that is definitely would have helped them a lot more in that process. So definitely keep that in mind.
Okay, so when your people give you recommendations, you will have the option to waive your rights to see what they write about you, and this is something that you should probably do every single time, as it gives you more credibility and it allows for your recommenders to be more honest and open so they can speak better on what you should improve on, but also what you're already really good at.
Okay, so we hope you enjoyed this. Just in quick summary, we want to make sure that you're successfully overcoming your fears.
And so you should use your worksheet to keep track of your references, and organization is just super important.
And that is on the back of the email handout. Give you a lot of papers, but everything is
Also, remember to maintain a professional appearance when going up to your recommender the first few times.
And keep going up to your recommender. Don't forget to keep cultivating those relationships, especially after you ask for the recommendation, because you never know, you could use their help again in the future.
So being proactive with your recommendation folder is definitely super important and necessary, as you need to keep it as relevant as possible, so when your recommenders write about you, it's up to date and it provides the best background on you as possible.
So before we let y'all go, we would really appreciate it if you filled out this survey. So if you could just pull out your iPhones, your Androids, or whatever smartphone you have, you can just type in this URL. It's tinyurl.com/launch-NC-State, or yeah, if you have Snapchat, that's a QR code for you as well. And then while you're kind of filling that out, I'll just talk through a few things. So we have 2 more launches left in the semester. One's grad school and one is career readiness. Yes, that's 2 relatively new ones, but they're very informative. If you're interested in grad school, definitely come out next week, because that's going to be an important presentation. And if you missed a few launches this semester, we offer them every semester in fall and spring. There are a bunch of career readiness and professional development topics. I think I've seen a lot of you here before, which is very encouraging this semester. But if you missed a launch or two and you really want to know that information, we have the videos uploaded to our website, but also definitely come out and check them out next semester. And another thing, I know applications, I believe, for career ambassadors are up. So if you're interested in becoming a career ambassador, definitely check that out. I know I keep getting emails sent to me about it, so I assume the same thing's happening there. Just from my experience, career ambassadors has really helped me with my own professional development. I joined because I didn't get an internship that I really wanted, because I just bombed the interview. And then learning all these material over the course of a semester and having to talk about it has definitely made me better. And I actually got an internship that I really wanted this semester because I killed the interview. Just not being humble there, but. And walk-in hours for the CDC, if you want to get your resumes checked out, it's our mock interview, 11 to 2, as you said before, Monday through Friday, 2100 Pulling Hall. So. Thank you all so much. If you have any questions, feel free to ask now, or if you want to talk individually, we'll be here for quite a bit after. So, yeah. Other than that, you're free to go.